think about it, just execute. Time management is so underrated. Consistency plus effort equal results, period. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Kemi, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about how to build consistency in any area of life. Finally, we can finally be consistent at one thing, anything at all. I just need to take an area of your life and let's talk about how we can build consistency. We're all a work in progress, but I feel that I'm qualified to discuss this topic because I was able to build a consistent routine that helped me in the area of my life, in my fitness, to losing over 50 pounds. And I feel like one thing about consistency is if you can be consistent in one area in life, it can definitely have a trickle effect into other areas of your life. So I'm going to be sharing with you some of the tips that have been led. These are Holy Spirit inspired tips. This is also a requested video from my daughter. Shout out to her. She just asked me a question, how can I be consistent in life? And I was like, okay, I'm sure this is also a video or a topic that most people are also interested in getting to see. So I said, why not create a video, because this is something that I feel I'm also gonna learn from. I want to define what consistency is. So consistency simply means behaving in the same way, having the same behavior, the same attitude towards the same thing, and ultimately helping you to achieve the same results or same success. One person is someone who simply behaves the same way, has the same attitude towards people or things, someone who always achieves the same level of success at anything. That is what consistency is. And because I've been able to get some level of consistency in the area of my fitness that helped me to lose weight, and also in the way that I'm being able to be productive, and this has helped me to achieve a level of success, I thought to share some of the aspects or my mindset in terms of building consistency. I hope this video helps. If at any point you are enjoying the video, please do not forget to give this video a thumbs up, like, share. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on post notification. Let me know whatever topic you want me to also delve into in terms of productivity, weight loss, fitness, or fashion and lifestyle, and I'll be more than happy to indulge as well. So consistency has a lot of great rewards, and it also has this trickle down effect in the sense that if you can be consistent in one area of your life, it does trickle down, it trickles down to other areas of your life, right? And we are all a work in progress. Don't look at me and say, oh, this seems like she's the most consistent person. No, there are areas of my life that I still feel are a work in progress, but so far the areas that are priority for me, I've been able to achieve a level of consistency in doing things the same way and giving me the same level of success. Some of the things that I take into consideration when I'm trying to build consistency is to be focused, to get direction on whatever it is, and that direction always begins with my why. Why am I doing this thing? Why do I want to? Of course, I would always delve into the area of weight loss because that has, that's an area that I can say tangibly I've been able to, achieve success, as well as other areas of my life that I don't want to brag about, right, or discuss about, because it might come off as, you're bragging or you seem like you have everything together. But in the area of weight loss, which is one area of my life that is obvious, you cannot take that away, right? I've been able to be focused, get direction, and kind of focus on my why. You need to get direction on what and why to avoid you getting stuck, right? Some of the times that I see that, in my coaching sessions, that I see that people are kind of stuck on why they're not being consistent is that they don't have a why. They don't have a what. Like, what is that motivating factor? Why do you do a thing? You need to know why. For instance, you want to lose weight. What is your why? If your why has to do with anybody else or trying to prove something to anybody else, then you are not likely to stay focused and be consistent. But if your why is something that is so important and attached to you wanting to feel a level, do it for yourself. Basically, you wanted to achieve a level of confidence. Maybe you want to look good, you want to feel better, you want to be healthy, you want it to be a lifestyle. Then you tend 99.9% to do it and achieve results. So you need to be focused and get direction, and that direction would always lead you to your why. The reason that your why is also important is because it keeps you motivated, it sustains you for longer, and consistency plus effort is going to lead you to results. I'm going to say that again. Consistency plus effort is definitely going to lead you to results. It's going to yield results for sure. Just take that as a formula. Consistency plus effort equal results, period. Let your why be in your eye is another thing. Like in terms of being focused, I also want to mention that you need to let your why be in your eye, which means creating a vision board. I know that I sound like a broken record because my last 3 videos have kind of always brought me around to vision board. So that's just saying one thing: the vision board is important. Your why needs to be in your eye. It means you need to wake up and see your why. If that's one of your goals, number of followers, or you want to get the YouTube plate, which is my goal, or a home or a house, it needs to be in your face, right? That is going to motivate you to get up. So when you're feeling lazy, you're like, girl, this house ain't gonna buy itself. You know what I'm saying? That Range Rover ain't gonna buy itself. You need to walk. And in order for you to achieve that result, you need to get up. You know what I'm saying? So you need to be focused. And one of the things that definitely helps you to stay focused is having a vision board in your eye. Like literally when you wake up, girl, you gonna move. When I say you gonna move, you gonna move. You know what I'm saying? Adequate planning. Planning is key. Planning is big. Let me tell you something. To set structures, systems, habits, whatever that looks like to you. You really need to get organized. You need to be productive. You need to get your act together, honey. You need to get your act together by adequate planning. Get some structure, some systems, whatever it is, those habits that you need to build to make sure that you are, you know, focused, and that requires planning, right? So you need to kind of sit back and look at your routine, your schedules, and it also involves time management. Your goals have to be smart. If you don't know what smart is, please go check out my previous video where I talk about how to set goals for the new year. I don't want to delve deeper into that, but your goals need to be smart. Those who know. If you know, you know. Require planning in order to build consistency. You can't take that away. The next thing that I want to talk about is time management. Time management is so underrated. Time management is so underrated. Time management is so underrated. Most people have plans. So the reason why I put this as the third point is because you can have plans, you can be focused, and your time is not well managed. It's not going to work for you. You are just going to keep going back to square one and lack consistency. Find out that you often find yourself procrastinating, right? If you're a procrastinator, chances are you definitely lack consistency. And the reason why you are a procrastinator is because you lack time management skills. People can be focused, they can plan, but they always have a hard time managing their time, which often leads them to procrastination. Some people really want to do this. They want to, you know, be rich. They want to achieve their financial goals, their fitness goals, but they just have a hard time managing their time. And this always leads them to procrastination. Okay, I'll get it done tomorrow. I'll get it done next week. Okay, we'll start again next year. You know what? I'm just going to deal with the weight that I'm in. And then, you know, we'll lose weight next year. By March, you can already tell. At the beginning of the year, everybody's already like, I'm gonna lose weight, I'm gonna get snatched, I'm gonna my summer body. But after summer, let's give or take May, June, people start to fall off. And that's because they start to lack those time management skills, and it often leads them to procrastination, which leads me to my next point. Delete every excuses. Let your watchword be execution. Change it from excuses to execution. Execute. Don't think about it, just execute. Don't think about it, execute. Don't think about it, execute. Don't even like have too much thoughts. Once you realize, oh my God, it's time for me to, don't start coming up with excuses. Just execute that particular routine you need to achieve. Take it all off, squeeze it, trash. Take it all off, squeeze it, trash. Every excuse is tenable, but it's not valid. You know what I'm saying? It is tenable. We can understand. I can understand that, you know, you're a mom, you work, you know, crazy hours. I mean, it's tenable. I believe you, but it's not a valid reason. There are still people with worse schedules than you have, but are still smashing their goals and getting results and being consistent while at it. I need you to do that thing that you're saying you don't have time for. Do it for 15 minutes. Always challenge yourself that I have 15 minutes in a day to spare doing whatever it is that thing that you need to do. We all have excuses. We all have valid, tenable excuses that we can present and be like, okay, yes, this is my excuse, and I believe you. Are excuses gonna help you execute your goals? Are excuses gonna help you in the long run? No. You have to ignore your feelings, right? So ignore your feelings. Ignore your feelings. Ignore it. Yes, it sounds like it's a bit insensitive, but I'm not here to get sensitive, because you've been sensitive enough, and where has it brought you? You know what I'm saying? So you have to ignore your feelings and develop that consistent act. Those rituals, you have to start to develop it. Now, right? Let's talk about schedules. Schedule is also a good point to just delve in. You need to build your life around your why, the reason why you really want to achieve this goal, why you're trying to build consistency. There's a reason why you're watching this video and like, I need to build consistency around, for instance, creating content, which is something that is important for me. So you need to schedule your time around your why. I want to help people lose weight. I want to motivate people to look their best, feel their best. That is my why. So I need to build my schedule around creating time for my why. So if Sundays are, for instance, the days where I feel like I have a little bit of time, I'm going to build my schedule to make sure that there is nothing stopping me from creating content on Sunday, for instance. So you need to schedule your time around your why. Your why is you want to lose weight, for instance, right? I will always refer to losing weight. You need to schedule your time around, okay, when is the time that I have the most time? Is it in the evenings or is it in the mornings? And if it's in the evenings that you have more time, then schedule your workouts to the evenings. Is it Sundays and Saturdays that you have more time to meal prep? Then meal prep, whatever it is. Some people have their day offs, in the middle of the week, or weekdays, Tuesday, Wednesdays, Monday, Tuesdays. Then your schedule should be around going grocery shopping, preparing your meals on those days that are your off days. So you need to schedule your time around your why, right? Schedule your time, make time for it. Small daily actions to yield great results. Ultimately, you are not a failure, you are just a procrastinator. All right, you're not a failure. You don't need to beat yourself too much. Okay, maybe not beat yourself up too much, but just understand that you are not necessarily a failure. You don't lack consistency, you are just a procrastinator. So I need you to start right? Start with the small things that will ultimately lead you to great results. Start yourself, for instance, to say, I'm just gonna work out today for 5 minutes. Just start with 5 minutes for the first week. The next week, just up it to 10 minutes. But make sure that those 10 minutes, for those 10 minutes that you're showing up consistently, if possible at the exact same time, you are just trying to build a routine. You're trying to tell your brain, meaning that on those days when you don't do it, your brain is like, there's something that you need to be doing that you aren't doing. Say, for instance, you need to wake up at 6 o'clock to work out for 5 minutes. Every 6 o'clock, your biological rhythm is going to wake you up at 6 o'clock. Come 1 month from now, by default, you're going to be up at 6 o'clock, because your brain, you're already training your brain to those small habits to understand that at 6 o'clock, our body needs to be doing something. So you need to train yourself. Those daily actions, however small, they yield great results over time. Make sure that most of the time you stick to doing the right things versus the wrong one. Make sure that you don't have too much miscellaneous time in your hand, right? So all this is around your schedule, right? If you find that you have a lot of miscellaneous time, meaning that times where you're not doing anything, chances are you haven't built a consistent, a good routine, because your time should always be scheduled for something. Even if it's 1 hour that you're scheduling, know that, okay, this is movie time now. Then after that 1 hour, be like, okay, what time am I eating up? Is this my sleep time? You should always have a schedule around your daily life. Say, for instance, my schedule is I get up in the morning, I pray for 30 minutes. The next 30 minutes from 5:30 to 6, from 6 to 6:30, I know that I have to do workout. I have to fill it with something like workout. Whether I feel like it or not, even if the days I don't feel like it, I go for a walk, right? So you need to schedule your time, and then from 6 o'clock, I know that I have to take my kids to school. When I come back, I shower, I do my work, my 9 to 5, after my 9 to 5, go pick up my kids. While I'm picking up my kids, I'm listening to podcasts. That's my time to get knowledge, right? On the road, they know that oh, mommy needs to catch up on some podcasts, some other things. Then I also have schedules for my coaching sessions, things, you know, your schedule has to be filled up with things. You cannot afford to have miscellaneous time. And you're saying that you want to build consistency. The idea is that you're training your brain that you should always be productive at every time. Practical ways that can help you. The practical ways that can help you to build a consistent life is to have an accountability partner. Now, you can have an accountability partner for your weight loss. So why not for your, you know, your routine, like your life, who you value their opinion, right? So I was watching this video in the middle of my research, and I realized that there was a research that was done that, you know, a guy was saying that anytime he finds out that his wife or his partner is sleeping beside him, he always wakes up earlier versus when he's sleeping in the room alone. When you're alone, kind of like you don't really value yourself. You're like, I don't really value my own opinion. I can afford to, you know, to have excuses and just sleep in later than usual. But when you find out when you have someone by your bedside, now depending on what your routine is, I'm not talking about people that work overnight shifts and stuff like that, but if you sleep like your regular 8 hours and maybe you find out that your body still wants to get like 2 or 3 more hours, you find out that when you have somebody by your bedside, you feel like, you know what, I feel like I value this person's opinion and I want this person to see me as being more productive, right? So it was funny to realize that that's the value and the impact that an accountability partner can hold you, especially if your partner is someone who, the accountability partner is someone who you value their opinion or their thought towards you. It turns out that people don't like to disappoint other people. They can even disappoint themselves, but they don't like to disappoint other people because they want people to see them as being, you know, productive human beings. They value other people's opinions and how other people see them ultimately. So it turns out that and one thing, because I'm also a coach and I have an accountability group, I realized that because I have to show up for people, I lack excuses. But when I didn't have like an accountability group, I could come up with like 50 tenable, valid excuses as to why I shouldn't work out, why I shouldn't lose weight. But it turns out that because I have people that I need to show up for, and I also have to present results at the end of the week, I make sure that there are no excuses. I make sure that I'm always accountable. So having an accountability partner is actually key in building consistency. It helps you to keep showing up. Even if you miss a day, the next day your accountability partner is going to be like, girl, I didn't see you show up. You know, even if it's someone at the gym, right? Someone on the road who you guys always look forward to, you know, walking past each other at a certain time. I actually run on the road, but there's a fellow where once I see him, we now, you know, hail each other because we're like, hey, you, I see you showed up today, right? Just by default, you know what I'm saying? So having an accountability partner is key, and that could be anybody that you value their opinion. It could be your kids, your husband, your spouse, your friend, anyone at all. You actually have to report your progress. This could be in any area of your life. So you know what, you're going to trick your brain because you have to report your progress. You're also going to have to report your failure. And guess what, most people don't like reporting their failure. I don't know about you, but when I was younger, I hated, you know, nobody wanted to ever go to their parents and be like, you know what, I failed this class. Nobody ever. But guess what, when you ace the class, you're so excited to like show your parents, oh my god, I aced the class, right? And because of that, you make sure that you actually have to prove yourself and get those results. But nobody likes to report failure. So that's another way to kind of trick your mind into being accountable, because guess what, when you don't lose weight in the week or in the month, you also have to report it, and that means that you didn't show up. And because you reported that failure, you're going to challenge yourself by default to build consistency, thereby tricking your brain to getting results. So you're going to build consistency ultimately. So having an accountability partner is key. I hope I've been able to convince you and not confuse you. The average person, they say, wants to brag about their social status, which means that accountability is actually an efficient tool. Another way to build consistency is to share your wins. Sharing your wins help you to, you know, stay motivated, and because you're motivated to share your wins, you keep showing up and build that consistency, because now you've told the whole world that this is who you are. You are someone who has, you know, achieved a level of achievement. You know, maybe you've made 50 million in a year. You've lost 200 pounds in a year. Because you shared that win, you would not want to disappoint yourself. So you want to keep showing up even when you've reached your goal. Because I find that, you know what, sometimes it's even more difficult to be more consistent after you've reached your goal, right? sometimes because people have reached their goal, they tend to, you know, lean back and be like, you know what, I already reached my goal, and then start procrastinating. But no, you have to keep being consistent in any area of your life. And you need to create a resistance to kind of reduce any obstacles that are in your way using the 20-second rule. So for instance, because I know that I don't want to give any excuses to not working out, I always make sure that I have my workout clothes folded by my bedside. They are always by my bedside, my running shoes. So when I wake up, I am building a resistance, which is one of my excuses that, oh my god, I don't want to wear a sports bra right now, but everything is already there, just looking me in the face. Oh my god, I don't feel like working out today, but everything, I don't feel like dressing up, I don't want to change out of my nightwear right now, but because my workout clothes are there, just looking me in the eye, that is my resistance. Those are one of the things that are my own valid excuses. I make sure that I have my headset. I use that as, you know, like my reward. Like, I love listening to music, I love listening to podcasts while I'm running. So because I know that I'm gonna listen to music, I make sure that I stay consistent. So there are some small rewards that you can use to build and remove every obstacle. Coaching is so important in, you know, building consistency. You could get like a life coach or just a coach for anything. It just helps you to stay consistent at the thing. I'm a weight loss coach, and I also am an image consultant. I help people with styling ideas and building consistency in their wardrobe as well. If you need any coaching in that regards, don't forget to use the link in the description box to just, you know, set up a one-on-one meeting, and I'll be more than happy to do so. But finally, coaching is another prolific tool that can actually help you to build consistency. It can help you remove impediments, excuses. Your coach will always help you find out ways that you can remove all those excuses, those impediments, all those things that you're telling yourself in your head as all those obstacles as to why you can, you know, achieve the result that you want to. So it's also a safety net and a very viable tool. It teaches you to find new ways to overcome those excuses, thereby yielding results. So I hope that some of these tools, you apply them to building consistency. And if you have any questions or any other thing that you feel like helps you build consistency in your life, don't forget to leave it down in the comment section as well. With that being said, I'll see you guys in my next video. Booyah!
We all look stunning on Kemi's journey.
Holy Spirit, activate. Holy Spirit, activate. Activate. Activate.